How are we doing, friends? Brand new project on the bench and a brand new guitar, and I know nothing about it other than it's a Schecter Diamond series and it has a Sustainiac on it, and that is wonderful because I've always been excited by the Sustainiac, and so I get to play one, and 2 battery slots in there. I imagine, is that an active pickup? I'd say one is definitely for the Sustainiac. Don't know what the other's for. There's got a 3-way toggle there. That'll be for Sustainiac, surely. And a 2-way toggle there. Could be a coil split on that. Should have a 3-way. That's a 3-way. That must also be off pickup, off sustain. Fantastic looking thing. Puts me in mind of the swirled Jacksons of a few years ago. Lovely, lovely paint job. Look at that. And what a beautiful looking guitar, and it's made in Indonesia. I don't know the model name, I don't know how new it is or isn't. I do know it needs a setup, and it's why my buddy has brought it into me and says, set me that up, Vic. Floated tremolo, he wants it in E flat or D sharp, new set of strings on there, blah blah blah. He says he wanted 9s there. I says if you go in D sharp, if you go in E flat, mate, you want to put some 10s on there. So I'm going to put a set of 10s on there. Not had it plugged in, not tried it, certainly not in tune. So I don't know what's gone off there, but what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful looking thing. So let's look inside at the battery situation, and I do have a set of destructions in there which we'll have a look at in a minute. So okay, there's no batteries in there. No battery in there, but there are 2 batteries there. So let's have a look at see what all this does and see what this is all about. So this of course is about the Sustainiac. Operating instructions, breadboard in there, harmonic mixer normal. Oh, there you go, Sustainiac control switches. Your first one is power off or on, there. So let's have a look at it. Off at the top, on down, and then in this mode you've got, you play the harmonic, you've got a mix, or you've just got normal. So it'll be normal pickup, you mix the pickup with sustain, or just sustain harmonic. Very, very exciting. Master tone, master volume, 3-way. So Sustainiac driver, neck pickup when sustainer is off. Very exciting. I've always wondered about these. I'm going to really enjoy playing that. So what else do we know about the guitar? Well, it looks like it's an ebony fingerboard. It also looks like the frets could be stainless steel. They are smooth. Not quite, is it rolled edges? It certainly feels smooth enough. There's no sharpness there at all, so it's a very well made guitar. The only thing that's ever put me off Schecter guitars is the satanic names associated with them, like demon and stuff like that. Me being a Christian, I kind of shy away from demonic names and what have you. Not that I'm frightened, not frightened of anything. Got God on my side, but yeah, it's always put me off them. And when I emailed them once, I said, why do you use all these demonic names with your guitars on that? You know, I'm not going to buy one, I'm not going to have one. You know, they never replied, which really pissed me off at the time, because I thought, well, we could at least reply, you know. And but anyway, there you go. So maybe I should do a little setup with these strings on it. What do you think, guys? You've got all the, you got the tremolo there. Now the tremolo is not a proper Floyd Rose. It is a Floyd Rose, but it's a Floyd Rose special. Now, there's nothing particularly wrong with Floyd. I've got no idea what there is. Nothing particularly wrong with Floyd Rose special. It's just I would have liked to have seen a full Floyd Rose on a guitar for the price you paid for this. You know, the proper gubbins. I actually have a Floyd Rose sat in my drawer down here, and this is a proper early doors Charlotte made Kramer distribution one from 1984. Look at that. It's even got the original wobbly bar on there that is just, you know, slot and screw in. So that's the real deal, made in Germany, stamped on the bass. I haven't even got a guitar for that, but I've never wanted to sell it, and I'm not going to sell it. This is out of a Hamer, a 1980s Hamer Chaparral, I believe. So that's one for me, and that would go really well in there. I'm not selling it. If I did sell it, I want 200 quid. Right, so let's have a look, see where we are with this. So let's undo these gubbins. So I'm sure we could do a mini setup with this, just so I can have a little tinker. Oh, you little tinker. So what would I like to do? I'd like this to be in tune. I'd like to so it's probably was in tune when I got it. So we've got the tremolo more or less floating there. We could have a little play. So I'm going to get these tuners all the way, get one all the way up, one all the way down. I'm going to set them all in the middle where they should be. And that looks to be about right there. Get these all in the middle. I'm going to get this more or less in tune, and I'm going to have a little play on it. That should give me enough just to get it set up. That'll be alright there. Let's have a little look, see where we are. So if I get this in some sort of tune, I can play with it, can't I? I don't have to get everything locked down, do I? You know, just get some batteries in there and have a little play. See what it sounds like, see what Sustainiac's like. So let's see where we are with the tuning. Now we're going to get it somewhere close. So getting somewhere pretty close with that. The tremolo's pulling forward a little bit. It shouldn't be pulling forward, but that's not too bad. So I'm able to get this in tune a little bit, get it close, and I'm able to have a little plug and play. If I've got that tremolo blocked off, it'll be a lot quicker to set up. I'm going to tune you guys out for me because this is going to take me a while, and I'll come back in a short while. I've just got up to stretch a string, and as I've tried to stretch a string, it snapped immediately. And Stas told me this when he brought it in. He says 2 strings are snapped already, so I thought I'd bring it in you for a setup. It means the strings are not in the tremolo properly. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a setup from scratch. I'm going to remove all of these strings, and I'm going to do a brand new setup from scratch with a new set of strings on there, a set of Diodario 10s I'll put on there, 1046s, and I'll set it up proper from scratch. So all you're missing is, you're not missing anything. I'm just going to loosen all these strings. I'm going to take the strings off. I'm going to take the tremolo off, have a look at it, check everything on the tremolo is alright, make sure everything's tightened up and working properly. Basically I'm going to strip and rebuild this guitar from the bottom up. I'm going to put a new set of strings on it. I'm going to set everything up properly. And we'll do a proper setup from scratch. How's that? Instead of fannying about. I could have done it, but because that was just snapped straight out the block, look. So no point fannying about with it. We'll do it proper. So I'm going to strip it, get everything off, take the tremolo off. I'll bring the camera back in, show you the tremolo with it off the guitar, and we'll check every nut bolt on the tremolo before we put it back in. I'll show you the difference between a Floyd Rose Special and an original Floyd Rose, so you can see the difference. There's not lots of differences, it's more or less to do with the metals they're made of. and I'll show you that, and then we'll rebuild this from the bottom up and get it all set up properly. What a stunning looking guitar it is. I'm not going to be doing the work tonight. We are 7:22 in the PM. I'll be up at 5 o'clock for work at Royal Mail tomorrow, so I'm more or less winding down right now, but I will bring you back in tomorrow and we'll do a little bit of work on this guitar and we'll have some fun. So a very nice touch on the Floyd Rose Special is it has a brass block, and it has a real floydrose.com brass block on there. Whether that's been added later, I don't know. Is this a brand new guitar? Again, I don't know. It's got all the things on the back, all the sticky plastics on the back of everything. Batteries are not installed, so I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but the tremolo certainly is quite nice. It's not much different to a real Floyd Rose. I would say the only difference is probably the metal. I mean, is this steel, the base plate? It ought to be, because the knife edges are built in, it's just a one piece. I know the saddles are probably zinc or something, something a little bit more tin pot. Don't quote me on that. But I will compare this tomorrow to my real Floyd Rose and see what the difference is. I'm sure the base plate is probably a bit thinner on this, but surely that's got to be steel, otherwise the knife edges aren't going to hold up too much, are they? But anyway, there you go, that is off. Nice to see that brass block on there. These didn't come with brass blocks originally when I used to import and sell them. But anyway, that's it for today. So, tune back in tomorrow, guys. Same place. So I think I've just realised what this tool is. I'll just back it, and I think it's for your truss rod. And yes, it absolutely is. So what we're going to do is, with the strings off, we're going to set the neck dead straight, because I'm going to check the frets, and I've already been across with fret rocker, and I already know that these frets are not level. And again, it's just the way it is nowadays with QC. And it's really not good enough, is the correct response. These frets are not level along the whole length of the neck, so we're going to check them. Now, what I can do is I can get it playable with the frets as they are. But do you want to save money and do that, or do you want the frets leveling? Now, my way is always get frets level, because unlevel frets are unlevel frets. And bear in mind, I'm going to Canada next year. I'm not going to be here from August next year. So if I don't level your frets, someone else is going to level your frets. And who do you trust? Do you trust me? That's why you bring your guitars to me. I think it's about the 5th guitar I've had from his client. So I'm going to contact him in a bit. Not contact him now because it's like 7:05 in the morning. I'm going to work in 30 minutes. But there you go, I've got the neck dead straight. I'm going to go across with a fret rocker and see where these frets are high. Now I will knock them in or press them in before I hit them with a file, but let's have a look. That's one high fret. Two. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 'And that's a quick scoot across. 11, but 3 of them, okay, 11 high spots over 11 frets. 3 of them are not too bad, but that's not the point. A high fret is a high fret. So I'm going to get in touch with the owner And I'm going to let him know, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock them back in with a fretting hammer. I can't do it now, it's a bit early in the morning, I don't want to be hitting anything with a hammer right now. But I'm going to ask him if he wants me to get the frets levelled. I still think these are stainless, there's something about them that makes them feel like stainless, but they are a little bit dull, so again, could be wrong. They're nicely put in, it's just they're not level. And how many times does this happen? It's a £1,000 guitar. You should expect those frets to be precision level, but that's the way things are nowadays. Some people would say, oh, you're just looking for problems. No, I'm fret friend. I'm not looking for problems, I'm checking the frets, and if they're not perfectly level, they're not perfectly level. That is the end of it. It doesn't matter if they're 1,000th out. An unlevel fret is going to cause problems later on. So I'll let Stas know what I found, and we'll see what we're going to do from there. You might as well spend the 135 quid. I'm not going to charge you for a tremolo. I'll just do a straight 135. Even if it's stainless steel, I'm going to charge you a straight 135. And he's probably going to say, yeah, just crack on. Because once it's done, it's done. That's my findings today. Morning guys, we are very early in the AM. I think we are, well, I don't think, I'll tell you what time we are in a second. We are 5:52 in the morning. Now, this is the best time for me to be working be in the workshop because it's before I go to Royal Mail. I go to work about 7:30. So it gives me, I've got at least an hour in here this morning. So, this guitar. Now then, there's certain things I do and don't do in this workshop, and I try never to skimp. And basically, I guarantee all of my work, but I only guarantee all of my work if you go with my recommendation. Now, I've recommended that we fret level this guitar to the client. I said, but if you don't, I can just get it playable. I can get it playable for 65 quid, or I can do the complete fret level, recrown, polish of the frets with a complete setup with a Floyd Rose and everything for £135. He has gone the just get it playing route. It means I'm not going to level the frets because I'm not being paid for it. I'm just doing a regular £65 setup. So what I am doing is I'm going to, instead of knocking these in with a hammer because it's so early in the morning, I'm just going to press these in using my fret press, hand fret press, which I bought from Canada from Guitar Builder online. And this will go under the neck where it's curved. This will go, well, normally go under the heel, but that's on a removable neck. I'm not going to take the neck off just yet, but that's on that part. And the bit where the heel joins the neck here, we go with this a little bit. So what I can do is, rather than hammer them in, which is going to be noisy, I can just take my fret press. I've got the right call on there, and I'm just going to press them back in, like so. And I'll just give them a little squeeze, and it's really, really tight, this piece of kit. And I'm just going to press them back. There you go. And that's all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to hold it for a few seconds. And that's it. And that is the very, very best I can do, given the options. Like so. So again, just going to press them in. And this will be the level. And I could do no more than that. So I just wanted to show you that. I will remove the neck to get this end done. I won't be using any glue or anything. It is my recommendation that we level these frets, but always make sure they're seated best we can first. This may fix the problem, I don't know. But just seating them, it doesn't mean they're going to be level. You know, so my work on this guitar will not be guaranteed, because I don't do that. So I don't put my name to work like this. The setup is going to be absolutely spot on. The guitar's going to play great, it's going to get it through. But it's not my recommended. Like I say, why would I warranty or guarantee anything I'm doing that is not to my recommendation? When you bring a guitar to me, guys, you've got to go with my recommendation. Otherwise, you can either take it elsewhere. You know, I've got a reputation to uphold. And that's the way it is. So you see what I'm doing here? Just pressing them in. Not charging for this. I wouldn't normally do it. It's only because my client he's been coming a long time. And I understand people don't want to spend the money. But me being a player, I personally would. But anyway, there you go. So we're going to get all these pressed in. We're going to get the neck off, get those pressed in there. And once that's done, I'll check the level again, but the level is going to be the level. I'll just rub that fingerboard there. I've got a couple of marks on this. We're just going to take that away. A little bit, oh there you go, that's gone straight away. Nice one guys, back soon. So when we get to the dusty end, we change the press and we go in with the flat one. So I've already gone up to fret 18, 17, 18 sorry. So up to 19, got 5, 6 more to do. And again, just giving them a good press in. And you see how that works. And you don't need to hold them long, a press is a press. Four more to do. And this is what it is. If you're level after this, great. If you're not, done all I can do. So I will give a quick check afterwards. Hammering them in make no difference. In fact, you're probably going to dent the tops of the frets anyway, so quite happy just to press them in. And there you go. So I've pressed all of the frets in. We'll just close that down a little. We're not going to put it all the way on. There you go. Keep that nice and tidy. That's just as it is. That's great. Anyway, so this is where we are. I'll just grab my fret locker. And I think we did have 8, 9, 10, 11 frets high, and that's still high. So this needs a fret level, or some frets need a little bit of work. There's 3. As is always the case, you can press them in and hammer them back in as much as you like, but if you're not seated right, they're not seated right. Certainly better than they were. Certainly, definitely better than they were. So okay, we've got about 5 high spots there, so that has certainly made things better. Bear with me guys. Aha, this is what I'm looking for. So if you see my bare feet guys, I hate to see bare feet, or even socked feet on guitar videos. So while we're here, I can certainly hit that with a file, and I'm going to do it spot leveling style, just freehand. Just following the radius. That's certainly taken some of that out. A little bit just here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, take them out at this end. I'm not going to be doing a high polish or anything, I'm not charged for it, but that has taken high spots out of these two. They're the ones that are going to cause some problems down this end. I think everything else is going to be pretty much okay. So this is a get it playable type of affair. Like I say, this is not warranted. You pay your money, you go away, and you don't bring it back. I know my setups are bang on. I don't have to guarantee the setups. Like I say, if you go with my recommendation, the work's warranted, there's no time limit. If you're not happy with it, I'll fetch it and sort it out. And if you're still not happy with it, I'll fetch it and sort it out again. The thing is, you're going to be happy. You don't bring these back and then not go away happy with me. I very rarely have anything back, though it has happened. So that is certainly as good as I can do it, given the circumstances. And I've leveled a couple of frets there. I'm not going to high polish anything. So what I am going to do is I'm going to treat the fingerboard while we're here, just to a clean. This is just regular mineral oil, or you know it as lemon oil. It's just mineral oil with some lemon essence just to make it smell nice. And I put far too much on there, and that's fine. Just going to let this soak in a few minutes, and this will help any grime and dirt in there to soak off. And I'll give that a few minutes, and I'll come back and we'll give that a good wipe. No point in polishing the frets, and we'll get the neck back on the guitar, and we'll get the guitar rebuilt and set up. So I've cleaned up the fingerboard, and you may see a little bit of residue, or oil residue, just squeaking out under the frets, and that's because they're not always seated perfectly level to the fingerboard, and that does happen. So that's just a normal thing. So if you ever see that on a guitar someone's working on, it's not the fault of the technician or the luthier. It is, well, the luthier if he's built it. But manufactured guitars, you see, the reason when you get on level frets, they mean some of them aren't seated all the way in correctly. Have these been levelled? Who knows what they do. I know some companies just press them in and leave them pressed in, and that's it. Especially when you buy something from Musicraft or from Warmouth or whatever, they do not finish the frets on a neck you buy. So you might go and pay $300, $400 for a neck, but when you get it, you're going to have to level the frets. I've found this on many occasions. So don't assume just because you pay $300, $400 or £300 for a neck that the frets have been levelled and crowned and polished properly, or precision levelled like I would do. But anyway, certainly there's a nice ear. We do have, see, a little bit of glue residue here on the end of this truss rod. Just to look at that, how shoddy is that? And the fret ends are sticking out a little bit at that end as well, so it's not as good as I initially thought. I can feel the fret ends there. I'm not going to do anything. Oh, that's just blown off. There is a little bit of glue residue knocking about here. I noticed it on the wheel part. There's some glue residue over the top. A little bit shoddy, that is. Can I scrape it off? Aha, yeah, there you go. So I've just knocked, that's just fell off in one piece. But yeah, you know, don't assume that QC is what it used to be or what it should be. I've knocked that off now, so it's all nice and clean and tidy, but little jobs you shouldn't really have to do. But anyway, let's crack on. We'll get the neck back on the guitar, we'll get some strings on, and we're going to get it set up. Put the neck back on the guitar. I have also put the treble back on. Now, the springs wise, I don't like to go in a V shape. I like to go 3 springs like that. Don't know why, it's just something I do. What I've done is I've tightened each of these. We need a little nip just to be a little bit tighter. I'll also do the same with the headstock screws. In fact, I'll do that right now, just to check everything. And they seem to be fine. Just checking. A little bit of a nip. It's probably a 64th of a turn on each of these. Just something I like to check. I do check virtually every nut and bolt. Go with the strap pins here. Again, just a little turn. Just a little turn, that's all good. So that's what I've already done the neck bolts. Now there are 2 battery compartments. Now I don't know why. Does this have an active EQ inside? I don't know. I've got no idea. I'm going to have a quick look. Let's get this to work out a bit quicker because 2 batteries. It says I need one for the Sustainiac. So let's have a quick look in here. See if there's any kind of active circuit. Because I don't know. And if I do find something in here, does it still mean it needs 2 batteries? I can't answer that, can I? Because I don't know. So let's have a look and see what's what. Get something under there. Feeler gauge should help. Oh, there you go. One of these. So this scenario is it. Can't get the end thing out. That's great. Well, that's nice. Can't get the thing out. Let's see if we can just. Nope. Don't want to damage anything. There you go. We've got you. So of course there's a circuit board in there. There has to be, I imagine, for the Sustainiac. So there you go. So these pots, how are they? They're on the, of course they're on the scratch plate. So I don't know what this system does. There are trim pots on there. We're just going to put that back together because that is going to be for the Sustainiac, obviously. With 2 batteries, so what I'll do is I'll stick both batteries back in. I'm going to try the guitar out a little bit. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get some strings on. We're going to get that tremolo block set level. Get some strings on. I'm going to set this up for standard tuning, but E flat or D sharp. So down, semitone, half a tone. So let me crack on, get this all put back together. I'll come back later on this afternoon when I finish work. Just want to show something when you're inserting the string ends into the Floyd Rose. That is how much string that needs to go in there. Not this much as I've seen. You do that, you pull on a string, it'll pull straight out. Push it right into the bottom. So make sure you've got the screws at the end unscrewed enough so you can get this right in. Should go in about that much, which is about 8mm. Moving on with this guitar, so I put the strings back on. I have the tremolo supported with just a rag or a cloth underneath the tremolo, and I have the springs. I like them this way, I don't like to put them in a V, and I have the screws tightened right up. So that tremo's pulling as much as it can. And what we're going to do is we're going to tune the guitar as it is. But first I'm just going to check the action at the 12th fret to see if it's where I'd like it to be. I don't think it's going to be pretty close. And it's spot on that side. And it's spot on that side because I checked that before I took the strings off. So that's tuned just a little bit flat, I believe, and it's actually sharp. I'm going to tune this down to E flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the guitar down. Could be a better way of supporting that tremolo underneath. All these are halfway, by the way. These fine tuners there, which I always set them halfway, so I've got adjustment up and down, so I don't want to touch those at all. So what we're going to do is first we're going to stretch these strings in. And by stretch the strings in, I mean we're going to get the strings and we're going to stretch them. And we're going to stretch them again. And we're going to stretch them again. because we want more or less all of the stretch out of these strings before we lock them down. Otherwise, it's going to be keep going out of tune. Now we are late Thursday afternoon. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. I've got until lunchtime to get this one done tomorrow, so there's no rush. I would like to get most of it done tonight, or at least the string stretched in and possibly clamped down. I'm going for a haircut 7:30 tonight, would you believe? And the time I could get in with my barber. I say barber, he's a hairdresser, Tim. I've been going to him for years, since September 2018 when I had all my long hair cut off. So there you go, we're getting there with that one. So I'm going to stretch the next one. And this is going to take me a while. So maybe I'll do this off camera. Okay? And you guys can come back in a while. You guys can check in later. Stretch the strings in, and I'm just going to check in the intonation before I lock everything down. These are just not even hand tight, they're hand loose, finger tight, then just turn back a notch. Our tune is a bit different when it's laying down, so I'll check all this again when it's in the playing position. And everything's certainly close enough. So that's a little bit sharp. So I'm going to move that back. I was hoping the intonation should be okay, but you know, wishful thinking that is. So let me I'll take two of these Allen wrenches out because I'm going to use one for moving the adjuster. So I'm going to check where I am with that. That's the wrong one. Should be this one. I'm going to want to go back about a millimetre. So let's just pull this one back a little. There you go. Tighten it back down. Give it a little nip. Tighten the string back up. Stretch it back in. My intonation is bang on now. Now, of course, that's altered every other string now because alter the tension along everything. That has just slipped. In fact, that has just snapped. Good thing I've left plenty of excess on this end. So we'll take this off, we'll reset this one. So anyway, that's set me back a little, but no worry. Let's just nip the end of that off, start with a clean cut, and we'll you see, this is what I'm saying about making sure we're in deep enough. Oh, it wasn't deep enough, but you know. Let's take this one out. peaks and troughs. These things happen. So I'm going to get all this done off camera, because it's going to take me a while. Let's see, is there anything? There's sort of a bit of that string still in there. I'm going to pick that out. There you go. And there's already some of another old string left in there, look. That's probably why that's happened. Right, so string back in. All the way down, and that's how much should go into that slot. Good 8mm. Now, this is a three-handed job, this. I'm going to press down on the tremolo whilst holding that in place and turning this adjuster. What do you think to that? It's not working, so I'm going to turn the adjuster. There you go. And that's the difference between these Floyd Rose Specials and the real Floyd Rose, is these clamps are not such a great metal. There you go, that's in. So I'm basically starting again. So I'll stretch all those strings in again. Get you under there. Like I said, I'm going to do it off camera. Just going to get this one on. Very surprised. Very surprised it's got a Floyd Rose Special. Especially for a price. It's over a £1,000 guitar. Retails at £1,049, I believe. I'd want a real Floyd Rose on for that. Then again, I'm a real Floyd Rose fan. That's why I have one in the drawer spare, just in case. Right, so I'm going to stretch these strings back in, get the intonation set, do it all off camera, and once that's done we'll come down and we'll get everything locked up and get everything set. Here we are, guys, we are all done, and I did scoot off and finish setting up the tremolo. I've not shown it all completely in this video. I will be making a how to set up your Floyd Rose video pretty soon, because I have one of my own guitars with one in. Well, it's got go-to Floyd Rose, but it's the same principle. But this one is done. And unfortunately, I cannot play it and use the Sustainer because the batteries in there, they're both flat. And I would have liked to have a little go on this Sustainiac. But I can't, so that's that. But anyway, we do have the tremolo perfectly level and floating. It is a Floyd Rose Special, so it's not a full Floyd Rose, you know, but hey ho, still a decent tremolo. I would like to have seen a real Floyd Rose on there, a full version one. But that's it, the guitar has come in, so I had a setup. The frets, the two worst frets were down here, 2 and 4 I believe. I've actually done them, I've done them for free. I've not charged for them, I've just charged them for a setup, that's it. But no, there's no warranty with this, no guarantee with my work because I've not been paid. Full amount. I did recommend a complete fret level. I didn't want to go out really, wanted it playable. So I've done them 2 frets with 2 of the worst frets for free. I've gone down, there's no majorly high frets. I just like, I'll only put mine in to work that I say needs doing. So for instance, in my opinion, this needed a complete fret level. It's still got some high frets. And a high fret to me, whether it's a thousandth of an inch or an inch, a high fret is a high fret. That is my standard, and I will not lower my standards for anyone. But yeah, all done. I can't plug it in and play it because the pickups aren't working because they're active. Everything's active on this, you know. I do know it works because I did have some sound out there until the batteries completely died. But that's it. Schecter, don't know what model it is. It's got Sustainiac on there. It's all set up in, there's no drops, it's just E flat. and it is ready to go out of it all. £65 for work done on this. Before I go, I just need to remind you of our website, facebook.com/ng17, that's facebook.com/ngoneseven. I'm Victor, I am your friend. And until next time, as always, God bless you, be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.